Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I am so excited to be with you and bring you another fun Easter treat. This is the third one in my series this week, and just keep watching every day this week. I will have a nice little Easter treat for you, all different kinds, all different styles that hold all different kinds of Easter candies. This one right here is for the Hershey Bunnies. Aren't they cute? I like them. And it's a double holder so that you could put two of the bunnies in here, and holds it up rather nice. For this top section up here, I wanted to have a handle, and so I used this small die out of the Stitch So Sweetly dies and paired it with my Easter friends. So definitely check out this die set. It's awesome, and it's available in my online store. All the items that I've used to make the project today will be linked in the description below, so check that out. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to grab my candies and let's pull these guys out of here. Let's do these bright blue ones this time. You get 3 different colors, 2 of each in this little pack of 6 Hershey cookies and cream bunnies. I'm going to use these 2 dark ones for the video. I think they're cute. All right, I'm gonna set those guys to the side, and we're also gonna set this to the side. Let's go ahead and get started. I'll give you your dimensions. So this little piece is made with a few pieces of cardstock. I have chosen to use Balmy Blue. And then for my designer series paper for the wood grained pieces, I have decided to use the Heart and Home Designer Series paper. The ribbon is our white glittery organdy ribbon, so check that out. And this particular panel that's on the angle like this is the brown paper with the bees on the back. The other side has the wood panel, so I'm going to move this out of the way. And we're going to get started. I've already die cut this piece out of the handle to make the handle. And this is a 5" by 2" piece of cardstock. You need 2 pieces of cardstock that are 2.5 inches by 4. And those are going to form the 2 box pieces here. The designer series paper that we've used, the DSP, you need 2 of 1 3/8 by 1 7/8. And you need 4 1/2 inch by 1 3/8 inch pieces. So there you go. Now I've already stamped the chick and the grass with these stamps right here onto a piece of basic white cardstock. It's just a scrap. I don't have the exact dimensions. And then I have another piece of Balmy Blue that is 1/2 inch, and I think it's 3.5. Let me just double check. No, 3. So 1/2 inch by 3. And we are going to stamp the words on this piece, and it says Happy Wishes. Okay, so we are going to take this stamp here that says Sending Warm and Happy Wishes, and we're just going to ink up the words Happy Wishes. We're going to use our Stampin' Write marker, and I'm going to use the side of the brush end, and I just have to find the word happy and wishes. Here's wishes, and let's get the word happy. You just have to be careful when you're coloring it that you don't touch the other pieces, and that you just ink up the word or words that you're interested in stamping. So that says Happy Wishes now. I'm going to use this as my guide. And I'm going to center it, you know, as best I can. Hopefully that's perfectly centered. We'll see. If not, I have 2 sides to every piece of paper. There, worked out good. So there's the Happy Wishes. I'm gonna go ahead and clean that stamp so I don't get it on myself. Use my Simply Chamois to clean that, and I'm gonna trim with my paper snips this piece just down. The reason I didn't have it shorter, I just wanted to give myself some room there. And now I'm going to trim these two edges. So you can use our Banners Pick-a-Punch, or you can just hand cut your edges, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in here in the middle, and then I'm going to meet from the edge to that middle cut. Now the Banner Pick-a-Punch, you also get a second cut on there. It's not just this one. And sometimes when you have a small piece of cardstock, it's easier to do it by hand. When you have a longer piece, it works better when you have the punch. So there's a little bit of both. So let's go ahead and color our little chick. I'm going to do his little feet first. I'm going to use this brush tip to get in between the blades of grass here and his beak. And then I'm going to use, this is light Granny Apple Green. That was light pumpkin pie that I used for the feet. And I'm just basically going over the blades of grass here. Just kind of following what the artist did. And I'm going to go a little bit below to ground that. And then I'm using light and dark Balmy Blue. I'm going to use the dark first. I'm going to go on all the artist marks using the bullet end. And all of these dark spots that the artist has used with this black here that we stamped, you get all these different gradations. I'm just following these marks like so. And then with my light, I'm going to fill in the rest. I'm going to go over here and then just make sure that all of the spots that were white are now light blue. Let's trim this little fella out and have him ready to go. So I'm going to go around my grass piece. And then as you can see, I'm just sliding the blade of my scissor along the paper. I'm guiding the paper with my left hand. I'm right-handed, so I definitely use my right hand to hold the scissor. And here we go, around here. And we're almost done. It's very easy to fussy cut all the images in this stamp set. They're very quick, not really detailed around the edges, so it's easy to cut out. So there is our chick. So we're gonna set him aside with these two parts right here. Just set them off to the side. All right, so we're gonna score these pieces with our scoreboard here. So I'm gonna grab them, bring our board into play, make sure it's in camera for you. All right, and down the long side, I'm gonna score at 3/8 of an inch, which these tick marks, each one is 1/8. So 1, 2, 3/8. Then at 1 inch. Then at 3 inches. And then at 3 5/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to repeat it again. So we're going to do the long side at 3/8, 1, 2, 3/8. At the 1 inch. At the 3 inch. And then 3 5/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 5/8. Now I'm going to turn it to the short side here. And the short side is the 2.5 inch. So this piece is 4 by 2.5 inches, and there's 2 of them. So on the 2.5 inch mark, I'm going to score at 1.5. And I'm also going to score at 2 1/8. So 2 and then 1/8 after that. Do the same thing to this one. So we're going to score at the 1.5 inch. and then the 2 1/8. So 2, and there's 1 tick after the 2. So those are 2 pieces. Let's go ahead and move the board out of the way. I can show them to you a little closer in the camera here. So those are our 2 pieces, scored identical. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my bone folder, and I'm going to score on all of those lines. All right, so those are our 2 pieces. We're going to snip them exactly the same. So I'm going to show you one, and we're going to repeat it on the second one. I'm going to use a wide bladed scissor, so not my paper snips. And this bottom section that has all these little score marks, not these long sections, these bottom sections, I'm going to get rid of these 2 small outer pieces and this one here. So let me mark it with a pencil and show you. So we're going to get rid of this, this, and this. We're going to do the same on the other side. This, this, and this. And then the tab is going to go in. So when I cut here, I'm going to cut to this big score mark. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to cut down like that. I like to cut on both sides of the score mark and move that paper out of the way. So I'm going to do that part first. I think it helps to get rid of the bulk. So that's there. And then we're going to get rid of those 3, okay? So we're going to cut down. And we're going to get rid of this one also. Do the same thing on this side. All right. So let's go ahead and mark this one. We're going to get rid of this one, and this one. It's like an L and a backwards L. All right. And like I said, we're going to cut down this long line. I like to cut on both sides of the score mark. Just helps the bulk. And we do the same on this side. Cut down both sides of the score mark. And then I'm going to get rid of these pieces. And if you hear my little Yorkie snoring, please don't mind her. She's old and she does snore. If you watch me, you're probably used to it by now, and maybe the camera's not picking it up, but I definitely can hear her. She likes to hang out with me in my craft room, so she's always here when I'm recording. All right. So we're getting rid of those pieces. These are what we have left. So we're going to glue these little pieces together to make this little wooden Hershey bunny box section. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and adhere all of our pieces. Okay, those are going to get attached. I'm going to use my wet adhesive to glue those, and I'm going to grab my silicone mat because I tend to make a mess and I don't want to. So we're going to go ahead and put the adhesive on the back of the designer series paper. So there's that. I'm going to do the big pieces first. They're way easier. And we'll put them in place. It's going to leave a border all the way around. So just wiggle it in place so you're happy with your placement there. That's that one. All right. Let's put this one into place. Like I said, it's much easier to glue these big pieces first. So we're going to start with them. So let's go ahead and do the smaller ones now for the sides. tabs. And these are the 1/2 inch by 1 3/8 inch pieces. Let's do this one. We'll do this side next. And then let's go ahead and bring in this one. Let's go ahead and put this on there so we're ready to go. All right. Here's this piece. And this piece. All right. Now we're going to glue this little section together. Okay. So these are the sides. These come back. These are the tabs that go inside. And then this comes up along those two sides. All right. So the tabs are actually going to get stuck to the sides of these boxes. So we're going to glue those first. So I'm going to put adhesive on the 2 tabs. So we'll put one on this side and then some on this side. Luckily, this glue does not drip. So we're going to hold that in place for a second for it to grab. We'll do, oops, didn't grab. Hold that for a second for it to grab. There we go. I just didn't have it held good enough. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. We'll do this same thing here. We're going to put on these 2 tabs. So they get folded to this side piece that has the actual designer series paper. So you're going to bring that up and to the side. You see it's forming our box bottom. And then put this tab in and to the side. And that holds those, hold it till it grabs. Keep it nice and straight there for us. Good. All right. Now, these pieces are going to go in, and then this piece is going to get attached just in those 2 spots. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive in those corners. I'm going to do it on both box pieces. And we're going to go ahead and hold that in place just for a quick second for it to grab. Well, that one side did. This one did not hold it. A little tighter. There we go. Let's do this one. So we'll do this side. Hold that in place for a second. And get this side here. Now these 2 pieces are going to be attached onto this main piece right here. Okay. So I'm going to put adhesive on these sides and glue it to this box base. So we'll start here. We'll just put it in a U-like shape along those pieces. And I'm just going to put it right at the base. So I'm going to go ahead and hold that in place for a minute. You can also use your bone folder. So if you put it to the side and just make sure that you have it stuck well to the bottom, you can use your bone folder and press those pieces. I like to use the pointy end, and that gets it to really grab onto that piece there. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. This time we're going to turn it around. And we're going to attach it to the side of that paper. and just hold it in place. And again, you're going to use your bone folder to press and get it to adhere to that base. You can also stand it up and put your hand back here, your finger, so you have something to press against. And again, in the back section as well, just put your finger in that other side. So that forms your little holder. So let's put our candies inside. Looks good to me. This bright blue pops really nicely against this light blue. I like it a lot. So we're going to go ahead and now tie our ribbon. And so for the ribbon, I have gone around the back. I'm going to lay it down. And I'm just going to tie a knot. I like this glittered organdy ribbon. I think it's pretty. And once I've got a good knot on it, I'm going to give it one more knot so that this one I can leave loose so that it'll be a lot prettier. See how it looks so pretty? It's nice and stiff and stands up there really well, and it lays really well across. So I'm going to use my ribbon cutting scissors. I have 2 pairs of paper snips. One I've designated with a little charm hanging off of it. And I'm going to trim these edges. So sorry about that. I got cut off by an alarm for my puppy's medicine. Of course, right? When it rains, it pours. I'm just going to go ahead and use some dimensionals, and we are going to attach our little chick. I'm going to use some minis as well to fill in those little spots here. And then I'm going to put a mini dimensional in this corner to help anchor our little sentiment. So I'll pull that backing off of it. I like to use my take your pick tool if I can find it on my desk. Should be here somewhere. Here we go. We're going to pull the backs off. All right. We're going to stick our little chick onto the front of our box. And then I'm going to add this happy wishes back here. I'm going to stick part of it to the bird underneath there, but part of it is going to go on, and I want to make sure that the dimensional that's on my little chick grabs really well to my, come on, work with me, there we go. There. I can add a little bit of glue back there as well to just make sure that it sticks to my chick. And that is the end of our project. I think it turned out really well. I hope that you enjoyed watching me put it together. Again, I used the Easter Friends stamp set, and it stands right up. It's a great little gift to give out at Easter time to coworkers or friends, teachers, for kids' parties. There's so many different ways you can use it. I hope you enjoyed this project, and thank you for watching. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!